Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Quip. You are listening to episode 159. I'm Coach Robyn.
I'm Coach Chris.
And today we're talking about all of the things that are coming up at Edge. It is a good time to do it, right? We're here post-marathon, The dust has settled, the days are getting shorter, everybody's wanting to get cozy. So we have fun things going on that will help you get through it.
Yeah, the fall season is a great time to switch up your routine. So, especially for so many people who are coming off of marathon training, looking for either, what's next?
They get those blues.
Yes, and I wonder, did we do an episode about blues?
I think we did.
Very common for people to be like, okay, now what's my purpose in life because I've accomplished this goal or this training cycle is over. We do have things that you can take that energy into where you're not just a lump on your couch, and that's a good thing.
As coaches, we also love the things that we do right now to really build you into a better athlete in the future. So full disclosure, everything we're talking about today is actually base building. Yeah. We are building a stronger, smarter, more resilient you so that if you choose to, try to go for longer distances, try new sports, that you are basically going to be fortified to do so.
Yeah, base building, it's a great way to put it. And I think if people are thinking about that, I think a lot of our recovery period or off season has shifted to base building because we know that strong athletes are built in the off season. Yep. So that's exactly what we're trying to set you up with. What do we got kicking?
First, we're talking about fall back into fitness, which technically has kind of already started. People are already rolling with it. This is a program that we have going on right now that it starts every single Monday. It's open to new athletes. So if you've never been a member of Edge, this one's for you. It's basically a way to kind of jumpstart your fitness. You can get in the door. It's wicked cheap. It's 3 weeks for $99, which is $100 off if you can snag the early bird pricing. You're going to be able to learn more by going to edgeathlete.me/fallfit. We also have that everywhere on Instagram, so you'll be able to find that URL if you're driving and you don't know where to find it right now. Everything that's included is basically full access to Edge. So from a personal fitness standpoint, you get up to 3 workouts a week in our group format. So, we scale things to your fitness level. So just even today, we went to a class and you had individuals that were doing push-ups and they could do it on the wall, they could do it on their knees, they could do it on their feet. So there's a way to scale every single exercise to your level, whether you're just getting started or restarting, for 3 weeks. And all of our coaches are fully certified. They know what the heck they're doing, and they are definitely very, very well versed in handling athletes of all levels. Next is kind of flexible scheduling. So just a little bit on that. We've got morning, noon, and nighttime classes, and then you can also join in person or via Zoom or watch on demand. So lots of ways of doing that. You also get access to our chats and our Facebook groups, which sounds trivial, but honestly, so much magic happens in those chats because that's how people communicate in real time and really trade those secrets. And along with that, with that 3 week fall back into fitness, you'll be getting weekly nutritional kind of nuggets, if you will, just to get some additional guidance as you hopefully reset some good habits.
Yeah, that's an amazing deal, and not to sound like a commercial, because obviously we want people to do it, but pricing this out, thinking about the people who have used class passes and things like that, you can, considering this as an entry into our space, you can really test out everything that we have to offer. And financially, that is a brilliant deal. And then you added the nutrition stuff at the end, and I think, you can't go wrong. So if you are a member and you know people who have not been members yet, this is a great time to bring them in if they're looking to jumpstart their fitness.
And this is the first time we've done this. We've never done a 3 week fire burner sale that kind of kitchen sinks everything. I mean, I didn't even say it, but you can use a facility, during those as well. So 3 weeks, so you can come in and recover, do all of the things, hug all of the pugs. It really is kind of all encompassing. So again, that URL is edgeathlete.me/fallfit.
Well, what about for our endurance athletes who are looking to have more of a running focus through their base season?
We got you too. So this next season of our run club, we are calling Trail and Track, which we've done versions of this. I like this one the most, which, you all weighed in on it. We talked to the coaches a lot. This is open to anyone. You don't have to have membership to have Run Club, if you're a current member, we can always bubble you up. You can buy the season, or you can just add to your monthly dues to be able to drop into Run Club as well. This new season of Trail and Track starts at the end of October, the 10/28. And it goes, I think it's 13 or 14 weeks, and it will actually go all the way until the end of January, which is so crazy that we do it that far out, but that's how we roll. So what are the targets of this? So this, for us, again, thinking about like base season and trying new things, this is a really great opportunity for us to work on some very different skills, namely trail, like getting out onto dirt and learning some new technical skills, as well as keeping up some fun speed. We've had a lot of athletes get really into speed this last season. I would say even like season on season. I think it's very fun to do track work, especially together, and we're going to capitalize on that. So the races that we're kind of targeting, you do not have to be racing these races, but if you want to be, they are there. The trail option is going to be Frozen Gnome. It's a 10K. We also have a 50K option where we have teams of 5 that will open up. So don't register just yet if you sign up for the season, because if you want to run in a relay, we'll group you all up. That one is on January 11th of 2025. It's crazy to say 2025. That's the first time. And then we also, from the track road option, F3 is a really great race series that happens here in January. It's one of my favorite ones to spectate and support. They actually have a 5K and a half marathon. So we're going to have training options for both of those on January 25th of 2025. So both of those races happening in January. If you have other winter races, we can always anchor the plan onto anything, but that's what the group is going to be doing.
This one is all of the good stuff. I mean, the number of people who have gotten into trail running over the last 3 to 4 years, it kind of
just makes my little heart happy.
Oh, it's so good. And it's also such a good reset at the end of a season. So for those folks who have been doing all of the running, by their plans all year long. So essentially people are starting January or February with that New Year's oomph, right? And then if you just did Chicago Marathon, this is a great way to reset. Like, trail is just so magical to fall back in love with running again, whether you just raced or you're just coming into running. And then there's few things that are more badass than running track sessions.
Yep.
So it's like the best of both. And because they're both local and there's not long commutes to the trails, it's going to be a really, really, I think it's going to be a really popular season this year.
All right, we're going to deep dive into kind of the details of the season in just a second, but 2 big things to know about trail that I think just at the top. One is that I guarantee you, I love The Nature Fix by Florence Williams. If you've never read that book, there's my nerd moment. Yep. Please read it. Then you and I can talk about it. However, it in the book talks a lot about how living in a big city, our nervous system is not well balanced. Running on trail specifically offsets that. She actually recommends once a week. We are for, I think it's 30 minutes, so we're actually going way over that with our trail runs. The high that you get from running on trail will make you happier that day than any long run in the city will ever make you, and it will also last a long time. So if you're worried about the fall blues or the winter blues, this is literally the fix. All right? Again, we can nerd out on the book after, but it is scientifically the fix. The second thing, this one's more of a hurdle when people hear about trail. We write all of our runs this season in time-based format. But then they're thinking, oh my gosh, but I'm going to be so far behind. Trail is this amazing equalizer. So you can have individuals who are 3-hour marathoners and 5-hour marathoners, and somehow they're pretty darn close on trail, especially when you're dealing with things like snow or, uneven footing. So just know that the traditional gaps that you see when we're running road really get minimized pretty amazingly when you go to trail.
Yeah, and if you are a person who's really caught up on your paces, or I would even say somebody who's been coming back recently from injury, trail is so good for injury proofing your body because it requires different skills. And also it's totally different. You can't compare your trail race times or your trail running times to your road running times. And that, I think, is the magic that people need at the end of a season. And this is why this is just such a great timing for this. So make sure that you sign up for that. Is sign up open?
It is open. Yep. So I don't have a bit.ly for it, like a shortened one, but if you go to our website to the Run Club drop down, it's going to be right there. So when you go to sign up, we kind of have 3 different options. If you're an Edge member, again, you can buy the season. It's going to be heavily discounted for you. If you're a non-member, no problem. We also have that for you. And now we have a Strength Plus option too. This is new. This is feedback that we've gotten that people want strength. They're doing strength, but they want more structured strength. So we actually priced out having once a week strength included in Run Club. So you can come in and drop in on a class. And so that's built into that price.
That's great.
So what you're going to get with it, you get obviously a training plan. Every single season we write fresh. I feel very strongly that we have the best written programming in the city. Not only is it written based on what the latest research is, it's also vetted through 2, if not 3 layers of our Edge coaching consortium. And as we've already said, it's always a scalable time-based workout. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, we have 2 coach sessions a week. So we're changing it up a little bit this season. It's going to be Thursday mornings at Montrose. So from a trail standpoint, we'll use the kind of surrounding areas for technical footing. Yes, we have Cricket Hill there. We actually have some trails, little trail loops that we can use that I use personally a lot and I love. And then of course we have the track to use. Don't you worry, we have an option for if it gets too slippery that the Windrunners uses right in that same area. It's going to be coach supported. So we will have a 6 a.m. main set start time. However, if you need to start early or if you want to get there a little later, we have that as an option for you, right? The coach is going to be there supporting the main session, but we don't necessarily need to be so rigid on the start and the stop times. We rely on you all to do that, as you have been. Our team's been doing this actually on their own as athlete-led on Thursday mornings, and they've really come up with what works for them. And then on Saturdays, of course, that's going to be our long run. Every other week is going to have the trail or the track focus. From the trail standpoint, we will have a 7 a.m. carpool leaving out of Edge. So if you need a ride, we got you. It'll be an 8 a.m. start time. Most of the trails, it's going to be a little weather dependent on what's open and the footing. We don't want to, hurt the trails if it's really muddy. We'll choose things that are more gravelly if that's the case. But most of them are about 30 minutes outside the city. So you might want to book some extra or bank some extra time on the way back because they normally stop for breakfast too if you're in a car, but that's how that will work. And then 8 a.m. on our road or track weeks out of Edge, again, every other week.
A lot of people don't think that there's good trail running around the city, and I think people will be really surprised to see not just what we can do at Montrose area and how literally if you look hard enough you can make it work right there, but also these Saturday ones are going to be a lot of fun and give people new options for the rest of their training.
Did you know that the second most contiguous miles of trails in the Midwest is our system? It is the system that we'll be running in. The first most is Kettle Moraine. And we are second in the Midwest.
That's great.
That's how many miles of trails that we have within 35 minutes of the city.
Well, you're going to get to see and experience quite a few of them if you join us for Track and Trail. Trail and Track.
Trail and Track.
Trail and Track.
Because the trail race is first.
I see. All right, so we've got stuff for new athletes. We've got stuff for everyone. What do we have for our Edge members?
Well, we talked about base building and the fact that people want to do something different. They do. This time of year, it is really great for us to kind of pivot and have a different focus, whether that's trail or something like doing a little Olympics here. I know. You're like, what? So we're doing it. We haven't even announced it yet. Maybe by the time this airs, we will have. But we will be doing an Edge Olympics the weekend of 11/23. So that is going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It will be open to all of our Edge members. It is similar to what you might find in like a field day, like that kind of vibe, but zhuzhed up. Full disclosure, it's a great way for you to get in more base building and more strength during a time where we might not be doing as much cardio.
And some different strength building and endurance building, right? Because it's not just going to be like a class. It's
exactly.
Not like the Bruce.
No,
right? Can
it's
you give
not
a sneak preview?
We can.
What's going to be?
So some of the things that you might find in there, right, are maybe some ski erg or rowing. We've got swings, which you've seen in the Bruce. Farmer's carry, so carrying heavy things for a set amount of distance. Using the assault bike. Ooh. I want to use that tire flip. Tire that's in there. We drug it all the way here. Sled pushes, sled pulls, wall balls. It does have elements of High Rocks, which is just the weekend before, blended with really some things that we haven't done before.
Yeah, I love it because it's like, oh gosh, we're going to have a good time thinking about the things we can have athletes do. What are the things that we never get to put in class because of logistics maybe, but are still really great strength building and fun things that you probably wouldn't be doing every day.
Right, or maybe things that you suck at initially,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That you want to build and get better at. So
Yeah.
you're going to be seeing, again, by the time that this airs, will probably be public with the Edge Olympics, but you will be seeing the game exercises being worked into our regular class programming, or you might even see a short little series of classes that actually, has the direct correlation in. This is all about you versus you. So we want to do this again in the spring so that you can kind of measure your gains or know what you need to work on. But this is all about you versus you. That being said, we're also going to stack some teams so that there's some fun kind of collaboration and teamwork in there as well.
And it probably wouldn't be an Olympics without prizes, right?
Well, we will have some prizes. I don't know what they are yet, but we will.
A gold star for me if you show up. I love these things because it's like the Bruce, right?
Yep.
And I love that if there's something that you can compare to later on, and these are things that are so outside of what, I don't know, there's not a ton of classes that we do tire flips in,
Yeah.
right? And maybe here and there you have had a chance to do that, but I'm guessing a lot of us have not been flipping tires or using the ski erg, right? These are things that are super fun and great for us and that we can compare to later on.
Well, and a new way to feel strong. I always go back to Tanya Becker, who's one of our longtime members. She segued from straight endurance training into doing things like high rocks. And when we featured her, she's also just a wonderful writer. If you go and find our Athlete of the Week post on her, she had just the most beautiful words of what it meant to redefine herself kind of as an athlete and refine herself by doing exercises like this. And we want to bring a version of that to our Edge family. So for our Edge members, there won't be a cost to this. We just ask for you to sign up and show up and be that team member, and you do the best that you can do heading into it. So look for that sign up soon.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So it sounds like an exciting fall of testing our limits, trying new things, and setting ourselves up for a great 2025.
Bring it. Well, maybe one more thing. So we also know that right as Thanksgiving is happening, that whole time, we will be having some fire burner sales, whether it's day passes or membership. Stay tuned to our social channels because we offer things at that time of year that we don't offer ever again. And that's going to be a great way to start up too.
All right, so keep your eyes on our social for information about all of these and our registration links. We hope to see you at one of our new fall programs. And
get ready to find your strong.
Get ready.
Thanks for listening to Coach Quip, original music performed by Mend. Follow us online on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Edge Athlete Lounge. Our podcast lives in the blog section of our website. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, and you can check out the show notes for additional ways to contact us. Ready, set, onward we go.